Okay, so thanks for waiting. Hello, everyone. Hope you are doing pretty well today. Welcome and thanks very much for joining us again. I'm excited to host today's webinar because we will bring you guys into a new IMMS application that I am sure will give you a lot of ideas for your new business opportunities. Let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Giorgia Rossi, and I am the International Sales Manager at Jexcel. But I won't be alone today because I'm pretty pleased to introduce Mr. Antu, our Senior Technical Manager. So if you have never met us before, just let me tell you that Jexcel is involved in the global market of 3D surveying and mapping for more than 10 years by developing and providing innovative point cloud processing software and survey system. Sorry, can you hear me? Because I think that there's a problem in hearing me. No. Sorry, just a while, because I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Okay, you can hear. Okay, fantastic, guys. Thanks a lot for the confirmation, because some of my colleagues are telling that it's not possible to hear me. Fantastic. Thanks a lot for confirming. In case you might have some problem in, looking at the screen or also in hearing me, please kindly write in the chat and we will try to fix the inconvenience. Many thanks for your confirmation. That's pretty appreciated because everything is in real time. So, okay, so let's go back. Before we start, as I said before, in case there would be some issue about hearing or looking at the screen, do not hesitate to type in the chat box, please. And then, fantastic. In case there would be a little bit of delay between what you see in the screen and what you hear, I apologize in advance. Perhaps we might have some problem about network overload. The webinar will be recorded for your reference, so you will receive it by email in the next days. And at the end of the webinar, me and Tu will be at your disposal for possible question, but do not hesitate also to contact us afterwards by email or chat or phone for any kind of issue. In case we might not be able to reply to all your questions, please don't worry, because we will follow up afterwards. There's an important thing I'd like to underline. To better know each other during the webinar, you will be invited to answer to some poll, to some opinion test, just to share more information about us and try to create a much more interactive event. So let me quickly go through today's agenda. We will have an overview about HERON technology, moving then to the assets management and business opportunities. Of course, we won't lose the chance to tell to you how to buy and resell HERON, and I know that this is really the most interesting topic of today's. Then we will close our event with some general conclusions, leaving time for a Q&A session where Tu will support me providing technical details at your earliest convenience. So as you see, we have a very full program. So let's get started. And I'd like now to invite you to answer to the first poll of today. Let me see. This is just to know each other a little bit better. So if you could reply in real time, we will have some few seconds about to let you reply on this. Okay. Okay. So I think that that's pretty interesting because most of you guys have experience in static laser scanner and in UAV. Okay, and also some of you in handheld system and indoor mobile mapping system. And of course, some of you are still, I mean, I think entering in this technology. So that's good that you have a background, already a background in, of course, topographic technology, but especially also in laser scanner, UMV, handheld, and also a little bit in indoor mobile mapping systems. So I hope that today's you will have an overview, an interesting, I hope, overview about this kind of technology. So thanks a lot for replying. So now let's move on. So to better understand the success case that we are going to present today, I think that first of all, we must know what HERON is and what does HERON allow to do. I'm not going to enter in the HERON's technical specification right now. If this is of your interest, of course, we will be more than pleased to provide further details later. But what I like to do now is to look at the general overview of the solution itself. So HERON is a portable mobile mapping system which surveys the surrounding geometries at walking pace, and in a matter of minutes, HERON collects both indoor and outdoor areas. So complex, huge, and multi-level buildings are the indoor HERON's core. HERON is appreciated for its versatility, and it can be mounted on disparate supports from remote control cars up to 6 meters, telescopic poles designed for mining application, from handheld usage on boat up to the car mount usage for open pit mines, and then up to the handheld upside down usage applied, for example, into underground infrastructures. But what I really like most, and I think that you will agree with me, is the compactness of HERON, because the backpack has been specifically projected both as transport case and acquisition device. Light, handy, and smart, it can travel with you without spending money and time in the shipment procedures. And you guys know better than me what it means having an instrument that can be easily managed and move together with you without wasting time in shipping. At the end, the HERON result is an accurate RGB 3D point cloud with 5K images that are automatically overlapped onto the model and easily used for digital twin applications. You can so navigate both in the 3D point cloud and in the panoramic images, as well as displaying different layer visualizations, so the reflectance, the color, or you can create also new kind of layers. So I'd like to stop for a while and let me start with this. On what, in my opinion, really makes the difference among all the devices that you can find in the market. And this difference is done by the software that each system uses. Thanks to its own patent and robust algorithm, HERON can create an accurate and stable trajectory on which the global quality of the final 3D model depends. So a very smart, clever, and fully controlled data processing enables to optimize the survey done. And the user can always check what is going into the software by selecting, changing, and modifying the multiple parameters which are available in the software itself. And I know that one of the warm questions is strictly related to the time. So normally customers ask, how long does the acquisition take and how long does the post-processing take? So let's look together at some numbers. The building that we have seen in the movie, in the first movie, and that we will use later on during our presentation is composed of 3 floors, plus an underground parking area. A ground floor with outdoor parking slot, an upper floor with multiple rooms, and a big external terrace. The connection, the internal connection is done by 2 long stairs with 5 landing connection that connects the 5 floors. Just to give you also some dimension of the building height is around 25 meters. The building length is around 75 meters. And the acquisition took around 20 minutes to cover an area of about 10,000 square meters. The processing time, including the data transfer, and I think that it's important because sometimes data transfer can slow down your process, took around 1 hour and 30 minutes. And the point cloud resolution is 3 centimeters. But another warm question is related to the accuracy. So how accurate is the survey? Well, of course, about this topic, we could spend days to talk and to discuss on it. But what I like to point out is that SLAM solution, as HERON is, cannot be compared to the static laser scanners. It's right that these SLAM systems keep their own individuality and technical specification. So looking to this direction, HERON philosophy is integrating the static laser scanners point cloud where a more accurate details is requested. And I remember that at the university, my survey professor used to ask us, how would you like to discretize this object? Because a wall cannot be discretized like a fixture. So in all the areas where I need a higher accuracy, I can use another device that could be static laser scanner, or for example, also a handheld one. And this moves us to the key words of the discussion, that is the integration. Because a solution does not exclude the other one, but they integrate with each other. So closes this parenthesis. Let me jump back to the presentation and especially to the HERON's result. We have left at the HERON 3D point cloud and the high resolution images, information related to this point cloud. But at the end, concretely, what can we do with this 3D model? Well, we can easily extract cross sections, X-ray orthophotos, orthographic view. We can easily take measurement like linear distances, angles, or calculate areas. We can of course share all this kind of information easily, also with some of our colleagues or also with some of the final users. So let me jump. Okay. What we can do more, it is possible to directly export our data to Autodesk Recap or other third-party software. We can move the point cloud, we can move the panoramic images, we can navigate, so we can benefit and take advantages both of the point cloud and also of the panoramic images. We can then also calculate volume, both from a reference plane to calculate a standard volume, or we can also calculate the cut and fill. For example, if we have to compare a survey done at time 1, at time 2, and we can easily get a PDF report. Furthermore, we can create texturized models, pretty easy, of our point cloud, easily shareable and exportable in different kind of open format. We can run what we call a real-time change detection. So starting from a reference model that could be a point cloud or a BIM model, like in this movie, we can use this model as reference, and HERON can automatically localize itself in the model, and when we start working, we can visualize, we can display in real time the main differences between the as built and the as design, or for example between a survey done at time 1 and the survey done at time 2. Then we can also integrate, so coming back to the one of the point is that we can integrate several devices surveys. So here, for example, we have integrated the HERON survey with the static laser scanner, or we can integrate also with UAV or any other kind of device in order to merge and to have a complete project in which you have all your different data. But last but not least, we can navigate into the panorama view, and this is what we will experience shortly today in detail. So let me quickly summarize what we have seen till now. HERON survey the geometries. It creates an accurate 3D model that is the basis of the digital twin. Then it is possible to create different kind of deliverables, respect the customer needs, connecting to third-party software and several data cloud sharing platforms. For example, we can easily share 2D layout, 2D map by the Go Blueprint viewer, or we can move our data, for example, to BIM or cloud platform like Autodesk, Revit, or integrate your data inside Edgewise and Verity software, or you can share your data inside different kind of cloud sharing platform like Sim2, Orbit 3D Mapping Cloud, and FarWeb Share. So I think that everyone thinks of everything, and there is a little bit for everyone. So we are finally ready to get to the heart of today's case. When we talk about real estate asset management, we are essentially dealing with building for which we need to know some characteristic or information which are unknown. And if we look at the topic in this sense, it becomes easily understandable that the 3D survey proves to be extremely useful because it enables us to digitally manage the cognitive investigation. And as you guys know better than me, nowadays there are so many ways to do this that sometimes there is confusion on the operative method. So in this scenario, the HERON technology starts to get pretty interesting and even indispensable if we think about complex and multi-level buildings, huge real estate assets, and wide industrial facilities. So why HERON can be so strategic for those applications? Because, well, HERON can satisfy some relevant expectation. For example, time saving. In survey and data processing, the automatic algorithm speed up both the on-site survey and the data post-processing, providing an almost real-time 3D model creation. And this speed guarantees promptness and efficiency, which are mainly appreciated when the job is run in huge and complex sites, but especially those sites which have limited time access. Then user-friendly, because the acquisition can be done by not experts as well. Even HERON is a high professional level technology. Its usability is really friendly. Advanced setting for data post-processing by expert user. So HERON provides two operative possibilities: a complete automatic one, as we have seen, and an advanced one where the user can always control and set all the processing parameters. And then indoor and outdoor regular accuracy at the same performance. HERON survey guarantees a coherent accuracy between indoor and outdoor. And it's true that in this application field, high accuracy measurement are not generally requested, because the main attention is related to the geospatial information. But it's also true that in many cases, the asset management interests also the outdoor areas, not only the indoor ones. So having a coherence and geometric stability between indoor and outdoor space, in my opinion, is pretty fundamental. What HERON guarantees more is a clear path with no mandatory lobe closure. That means HERON enables a great freedom in defining the route. So it is not necessary to end the survey at the same starting point, closing the loop. This means that HERON guarantees also an acquisition flexibility for different path integration, because with HERON you can run a single continuous acquisition, or you can subdivide as well the survey in multiple acquisitions, which can be later merged together. And I really think that this is pretty useful if you have to come back to the site to integrate the existing survey by, for example, I don't know, adding a new floor or stairs or part of a building. So you are totally free to organize at your convenience the on-site job. HERON guarantees as well a flexibility, a stability, a path stability in virtual tour experience too, because the path stability is another important aspect, because it does not affect, of course, the geometry itself, but also the navigation of the digital twin, and this becomes more sensible in large facility. Another point that I like to underline is the data security in data processing and storage. I'd like now to consider this point, which in many cases is really underestimated, that is the data security. Well, HERON software runs locally on your computer, so no data have to be sent to Jackstel or somewhere else, and no internet connection is requested to use your software. And this guarantees the proper privacy in the data storage process, Let me underline one thing, please. The data security is guaranteed because the data are stored locally on the user's computer. Of course, if the user might decide then to share those data, of course, the security has got no sense anymore, but it depends on the job purpose. So, which are the main interesting output for the asset management application? From the digital twin created, the user can, first of all, navigate into an immersive tour through panorama images, then take measurements onto the panorama images, which are connected to the 3D point cloud. The user can then extract the geospatial information, adding text, labels, annotation, create PDF, or adding web links as well. And the user can easily locate the 3D model in the globe as well. But so the main questions are, I think, how can that information support the asset management project, and how can I get all this? This is possible through the cloud sharing of our own digital twin. And as we have seen before, there are several platforms used to share the digital models, which are fully compatible with HERON, like Scene2, Faro WebShare, and Orbit 3D Mapping Cloud. These platforms are very user-friendly and no particular technical skill is required. The data can be easily and quickly shared, both in the office network, both outside, but so which is the main innovation of this approach? So far, the cloud-based data sharing was mainly oriented to the static scans management, while recently the navigation of HERON data has become possible, so the data of a portable mobile mapping system can be shared, navigate, and investigated through a virtual tour in the panoramic images, what we call immersive digital twin. So if you wanna believe, we have to see, of course. So here we go. Let me do this, please. I will shut down for a while my camera and sorry. Okay, sorry. Okay, so this is our platform. I hope, guys, that you can see well my screen now. Thanks to the approach that we have previously described, we can populate and update an existing geospatial database or create a new one. The data can be used as a decision support. Stakeholders with different purpose can access to the information that we are displaying now via the web, and we can set a different type of access, of course, like account manager, project managers, superintendent, visitors, etc. But let's see now how the HERON's data appears and how to reach useful information in our project. So what we are visualizing now is the resulting of a HERON survey. So we can visualize our project in 3D, okay? We can always know where we are because in the lower part of my screen on the right, I have the 2D view or the 2D maps, sorry, of my site. We can, of course, switch to the 2D view. Okay. We are looking at the platform in real time, so I apologize in case there might be some kind of delay. In this 2D view, you can visualize the data that you have scanned. And the nice thing is that in the background, what you can upload is, for example, the blueprint that you have previously created in Reconstructor. So you can use this kind of data as background in order to understand better where you are moving and where you are going. I can fully navigate the complete 3D model, and we can, of course, take measurement as we will experience later on. We will also see in details what these numbers are and the significance of these numbers. I'd like to underline one thing before entering in details in the visualization, navigation, and explanation of some function of this web platform. As we have seen before, HERON allows to freely define the survey route. If you remember, we say how HERON is versatile and how HERON provide this kind of freedom in defining the route, the survey route. And this route can be composed by different parts with respect to the site. If you look at my screen on the left side, you see that I have a clever project organization, because I can keep the same project route and the same project organization that we have done in Reconstructor, so that you can maintain the same subdivision, and you can also navigate in this clever project organization. So also in huge and complex survey, you can easily understand where you are and directly jump to the desired zone. So let me jump, for example, to the ground floor. Okay. Here we are. Okay, and for example, let me jump in the specific to the entrance of the building. Okay, and let me see, for example, here we are. Okay, so I have just selected an icon, as you have seen, and as I mentioned, we can navigate in the 2D that is located on the right side of my screen, so you can move from one room to the other. And here I can navigate in my panorama picture, high resolution panorama pictures. I am entering in details in the different part of the panorama pictures by clicking this icon, and don't worry, why is there a laser scanner icon here? Because at the beginning, this kind of sharing platform, as I mentioned before, has been designed for static scans, but now they are moving also to the indoor mobile mapping technology. And so HERON's project are actually the only one that can be visualized, navigate, and investigated in a non-proprietary platform. So in this way, I can jump from one area to the other, like, for example, in this way. The very nice thing is that we can take measurement, and let me see, we can take one together. I am just jumping from one pictures to the other in order to show you how easy is moving inside the 3D project. For example, if we want to know the dimension of the tile of the ceiling, let's take one together. We can activate the Add Measurement tool. So, for example, I can take my measurement. I can display the 3 dimension. I can save my measurement. like here, and automatically the platform save and add an icon, a little meters icon in the dimension that I have taken. All the dimensions, sorry, that I have taken are list. So, for example, I can jump to another one, like I have done here, something like this, okay? Of course, I can also, okay, close my model. I can jump back to the fully panoramic visualization. So as you have seen, how to say, investigating the model is pretty easy and pretty fast. So this is the reason why also not a technical person can investigate and take measurement on the model. What we can do furthermore is also the possibility to add annotation. So you can populate your model like a sort of really interactive database. And for example, we have before added some note. So for example, I can select the note, and when I select the note, the platform itself directly goes onto the area in which there is the annotation, and in the annotation I can link any kind of document as desired. So for example, a web link, or let me see if I want, for example, to move to another annotation. As for the dimensions, we have the possibility to visualize all the annotation that we have set before. And so, for example, we can move to this annotation that is the number 2. Oh, sorry, let me close this. Okay, and you can integrate, you can add some to the, you can add some information or something like that, and we can jump, of course, from one position to the other. Okay, let me go back here again to the entrance. Okay, to our model. So just to tell you how it easy jump from one area to the other, we can link any kind of document we desired. So let me now change area. Let me jump to the 3rd floor of the building. Okay, so we can jump inside into the navigation. Okay, I think that this is a room that some of you know pretty well, because it's another room in which normally we organize some event. So I can again jump from one position to the other. Okay, and if we look at the corridor, we see that there's another kind of annotation that is what we call issue. Let me a little bit explain to you what is it. So in some sensible area, we can add some particular annotation that have, in my opinion, a great advantage, because in the asset management, many companies are involved, and so services outsourced becomes fundamental to easily plan the decisions like setting up quotation, planning, and building, maintenance, and inspection. And so it is possible, for example, if you have to plan a maintenance of the building, like for example the security, the fire security planning, you can add some annotation on particular object, like for example the fire extinguisher. very easily you can add some information here, like for example the technical let me open it, like for example the technical sheet of the object, or for example you can also add some information about the action that the technician has to do. So in case, for example, the technician has to go on site and control and check the object, he can flag this resolve. That means, okay, I have done my maintenance and my check, and I can also add some comment for the other colleagues or also for other persons. So in my opinion, speaking of the maintenance, this smart digital approach really supports the job of the technical staff who has to go on site. And the other nice thing, I think, is that you can export all this kind of annotation, the previous one, the kind of simple annotation that we have seen before, and also this issue, because we can save what we call the report, and we can export this report as PDF. We can decide which kind of report, for example, we can export. So we can export a report, for example, of the third floor, like this, in which we have the annotation related to that specific area. And the very nice thing is that this PDF report is interactive. So you can always see what has been done in terms of maintenance, action, or something like that. And if you click on the image, let me see, okay, I can directly go on that specific part. Sorry, it is taking a while, okay. And automatically the platform locate me exactly in that zone and exactly opening that specific kind of annotation. So it's not some kind of PDF that you can only deliver, but it's really an interactive PDF. And the other interesting thing is that, of course, you can share the project. And if, for example, we want to share the ground floor, we can go on the sharing option. Okay, so you are not obliged to share all your project, but you can share the zone that you desire. And furthermore, you can decide if sharing only the zone or with the measurement, with the notes. And of course, you have also different kind of level in terms of possibility of sharing. So the other last thing that I'd like to underline is that this platform could be pretty useful in virtual reality simulation for training and exercises. For example, in a large clothing store where you have new employees that can be remotely instructed on the position of the goods in the different areas, or for example, on how to manage the warehouse area. So this helps because there is no need to be physically on site, because you can recreate virtually your site, moving in, taking measurement, and especially planning your future action. So now let me go back to our presentation. Okay. Okay. And I hope that you have enjoyed what you have seen till now. And I am sure that your synapses have starting to run fast about the possible new business opportunities. So let me launch another let me see if, sorry. Okay, let me launch another poll. So, okay, I think, guys, that now you could have it. So based on your experience, in which other industry this kind of approach could be useful? If you guys can reply. Okay, that's okay. We can give some time for you guys to read the questions and to reply. Thanks for the suggestion of someone of you who asked for the possibility to add also different kind of multiple answer. Okay, so let me close this. Sorry. Okay, I'm sorry because I think that you cannot see. Okay, here is the possibility to see the result. Fantastic. I'm sorry because before I lost to do this part, so I'm pretty sorry for this. I have just only commented. That is interesting because most of you reply in architecture, engineering, and construction. Some of you in insurance, industrial plants, facility management, and a little part in building restoration. I think that this kind of approach and this kind of technology possibility also offered by the technology can be pretty useful for the architecture, engineering, and construction field. But of course, I think that all the industry field that we mentioned have the can have big advantages from this kind of approach. Of course, for different kind of needs and for different kind of purpose. Okay, so sorry. Okay, so I think that this new mapping approach affects positively all the application, also the ones that we usually relate to the classic topographic approach, like we mentioned before, architecture, construction, and engineering. And first of all, because we are able to streamline documentation. Documentation that is built up by 3D scans and panorama images to have a complete comprehension of the space, both geometrical and visual. So we can capture anything from indoor to outdoor with a high level of details. And this documentation can be accessed with ease, reducing cost and helping saving time, that I think is our most precious commodity. And HERON stitches scan data and images together, as we have seen, and let us export the data into other platforms easily and directly, saving us significant amounts of time and manual work. So we can create a 3D walkthrough and guide people into a virtual site tour. You can communicate key milestone quickly by eliminating travel time, and you can perform remote inspections, measure while off-site, and reduce site visits by capturing all data the first time. So let's think how the municipality, for example, can benefit of this as well. HERON's data has a double value. It can be used by the technicians who have generally to reorganize the city plan, for example, or by citizen or foreign visitors as well, who can have a digital tour of the site, planning their journey. Or let me change totally scenario and consider the facility management sector. HERON efficiently surveys the existing buildings, supporting their maintenance management and the development of plans remodeling. So HERON Digital Twins gives immersive access to critical building intelligence, including accurate measurements of the structures and dimension of the equipment that are co-located inside. And for example, we can create an equipment inventory, plan or track the maintenance. Not just the above mentioned application benefit from the integration, integrating visualization and management tools. So we could spend a long time talking about the multiple advantages of HERON technology in other different industries. So the digital twin market, we can see that is growing quickly, as well as its business opportunity. So let me coming back. So how we could take part to the changement. There are two ways of acting. Who is interested in the purchase have two possibilities: contact Jaxel directly, writing at sales@Jaxel, or contact one of the Jaxel local dealers. If you want to know if there is a dealer in your region, kindly visit the Jaxel website at www.jaxel.it. At the distributors page, you can find several details. But what can I do if there is no dealer in my region? Sometimes this is one of the questions. Don't worry, guys, because just contact us directly. And what can I do if I would like to resell HERON in this region? Well, contact us, and we will evaluate together its feasibility. Our dealers network is spreading fastly, so check with us the chance to be part of the Jaxel family. So I think that we have almost reached the end of our conference. We decided to change the style of the presentation a bit, so focusing more on HERON capabilities instead of its technical specification. We hope you enjoyed and like this new kind of webinar organization. So you will receive the registration by email in a few days. We are going to organize many other events, some more technical and other much more oriented to show and describe some experience in the different industry field that, as we have seen together, are pretty many and various. So I warmly advise to stay tuned and follow us, subscribing our newsletter and joining our web channels. So please write at sales@jaxel.it for any questions or technical sales requests. Now, I think that we have some time for Q&A, and I think that we can start to reply to some of your questions. In case we might not be able to reply to all your questions, as we mentioned before, we will follow up afterwards. I warmly invite Tu to open his mic as well, so that he can help me in the replying to all your questions. Tu,
hi,
are you with us? Can you open your microphone?
Can you hear me?
Let's see while Tu is open his microphone, And meanwhile, I can start to reply to some of your questions.
Hi, can you hear me?
Two, I cannot hear you. Okay, so let me quickly, okay, I think that I cannot hear too, but no problem. Two, the important thing is that all the attendees can hear you. I'm sorry, because I think that I have some problem with all the technical stuff here. So, two, I have some question for you. Let me see, because there are pretty many. There is one, for example, what about the glass reflection from windows? Is the software correcting?
Okay, good day. So I would take the chance to do a quick introduction. So to speaking, and many thanks for your questions. So about the
Okay, I think that two is replying.
Window. Okay, so about the glass window, I would say that the laser sensor, which is used in the HERON systems, can penetrate very well through the glass. And I mean, so with the raw data, we already have a very good point cloud, and we also have the reconstructor software, which is included in the HERON package. So in the software, there are different filter, which is intensity filter and also reflectance filter, which can automatically eliminate the noise from the glasses. And we also have some manual tools that the user can go in details in some part of the glass that the software or the laser sensor acquires some noise from the glass, and we can remove them manually. So both in automatic way and in a manual way, by using the software, those noise can be removed. Okay, so I think we can move to the next question.
Okay, thanks too for your replying. Another question is, which is the maximum speed of moving HERON with the car? Two, if you want, you can reply, because you have much more experience than me on this.
Yeah, thank you. So I would say the maximum speed that the HERON system can acquire the data in an acquisition is 30 kilometers per hour. And as you see from the previous part of the presentation, that we also have a short video showing our system mounted on a car. And I mean, I just want to mention that we also have special accessory that perfectly match the laser sensor and any car roof. So everything is already available, and we can provide that complete solution, the systems and the accessory to mount the system on a car. Okay, I think we can move to the next question.
Okay, thank you too. Another question is for you too. What is the way of scaling the project by GPS or internal module? I think that with the scaling, it means georeferencing, I think. If too, can you provide some details about how does it work in our system?
Okay, so I mean, I also understand that the question is the same way like Georgia. So to georeference the HERON data or to put it in the global coordinates, there are many ways that we can put the HERON data. So I would say first, the system can acquire ground control point during a real-time acquisition. So with that points acquired by the systems and the external point acquired by GPS, RTK, or total station, the HERON data will be georeferenced into the global coordinates, and the system has also the possibility to, the HERON data also have the possibility to integrate with external point cloud acquired by other laser scanner, or also data acquired by mobile mapping systems. And after that integration, the point cloud will be, georeferenced in the global coordinate. And yeah, so that are the two simple ways that HERON data can be put in the global coordinates. So I think we can go to the next question.
Okay, I have another question. I can reply to it. Which is the delivery time of HERON? Well, delivery time is 4 weeks. We can guarantee the 4 weeks. Thanks for asking. Then there's another question. Okay, so I think that the georeferentiation has been done. Someone is asking, do I need to initialize or calibrate the system before starting the survey? I will leave two replying to this question.
Okay, so I would say that we don't need to do any initialization for the system to start working. So the only thing that we need is to start the control unit and some seconds for the laser sensor to have warm up, and then we can start with the acquisition or the survey. Very quick, less than 1 minute.
Okay, someone is asking, do I have to buy external software to work with HERON? I can reply to this question. Well, as we have seen before, HERON is a solution, and so it is provided with two software. One that is HERON Desktop for the HERON data optimization and processing, and then Reconstructor is included as well. And Reconstructor is the software to process and analyze 3D data. And in Reconstructor, you can import also other kind of data, so you can merge and build up all your project together. The software, as we mentioned before, also to reply to another question, are not cloud-based, but they run locally on your PC. They are activated by a USB dongle. And so this is the reason why you don't have to upload anything somewhere or something like that. We have another question for you too. How does the image overlapping work? I think that the meaning is how we can overlap the pictures onto the cloud. I think if you could reply, that would be great.
Yeah, sure. So as you can see from the presentation, that the HERON system has an integrated camera. So the camera has two functionalities. The first one is that during an acquisition, the camera will acquire a streaming video, and that streaming video will be used in the post-processing data, fully automatic. The point cloud will be colorized by all the color information acquired from the streaming video. And the second functionality of the camera is to take 5K image, which means high resolution image. So during any acquisition, at some point, if you want to have a high resolution image with high level of details of all the objects surrounding you, you can take that 5K image and you can go to a next location or position to take other 5K image. So all of the images will be automatically I mean, synchronized, aligned with the 3D point cloud. So the user or the operators does not have to do anything to colorize their point cloud or to overlap the point cloud and the image.
Okay, I think that we have the last, a few seconds for the last question, and then of course, don't worry, because we have a lot of questions today that is pretty good. So we are happy because it means that the session has been interesting. So we will reply to the other question afterwards, following up. The latest one is how to get a demo of HERON. It is possible to have a demonstration of HERON. If you are interested in, please contact us at sales@jaxel.it, and we will be more than pleased to provide further details on how to experience the HERON technology. Thank you very much for replying to the technical question. As we mentioned before, we have reached our time today. We will get back to you with the reply to all the other questions. Before leaving, do not forget to follow us via our channels, so you might be always updated about events, activities, and news. If you are interested to get more information about Reconstructor or other Jaxel product, we are more than pleased to organize other webinars. So kindly specify your interest in the note that you can find in the opinion survey. And this movie will be also shortly uploaded on our Jaxel HERON YouTube channel, so you could be also review on it. Thank you very much, guys, for your attention and for your time. Look forward to seeing you in the next event, and I wish to all of you a great day or a great evening, depending on the zone. Thanks a lot. Stay safe and keep in touch.